Okay, hello there, vintage science fiction book lovers. Today it's another little book haul, but one that I actually got more than 15 years ago from a place called the Book Barn, which was, I think it still exists, it was a used book warehouse halfway between the city of Wells and the city of Bath in southwest England. So yeah, I managed to raid that place a few times and got some choice little numbers, which I'm going to show today. We're going to be popping up the scans of the covers, talking about the covers. We're going to go into the interior of the books. We're going to sniff the devils, and then I'm going to give each book a rating, because I've read all these books before, years ago, but I can't really remember them too well, so it's going to be rather vague. But anyway, let's get for the first one, which is The Big Jump by Leigh Brackett. So, yeah, the cover is pretty drab. The reason I bought it was the tagline. One man had come back, but he was neither dead nor alive. This is a book dealing with humanity's first jaunt to another star. So this was St. Barnard's star, I think it was. And so something happens on this first voyage. One of the crew comes back. They're not themselves. And then they go out there again to see what's happened. So whoever designed the cover took the thing very literally and has put a chap on the front doing a rather big jump. Otherwise, it's a rather drab looking cover. And the back of it is a kind of bogey green, which isn't that pleasant. But anyway, let's go into the interior of the book and see what else is going on. Okay, here we are. So yes, as you can probably see, it's in rather good condition, really, considering its age. It's well over 60 years old, but there's a kind of an orange hue to the pages. There we are. You can see that horrible green there on the back. I'm not that pleased about, to be honest, but there we are. Who cares? Right, off we got here. There we are. The Big Jump by Leigh Brackett. Now, Leigh Brackett, I didn't know at the time, but this is actually a woman who wrote this. One can only assume that back in the day, it was predominantly a field dominated by male writers, so they didn't actually tell you that it was written by a woman. So this was published in 1955, so this is the year of my father's birth. So we are dealing with a vintage piece of fiction indeed. Apologies, Father, if you're watching. Okay, so we've got here the pages are coming away slightly from the spine, but nothing too bad. It's fully intact. We've got this nice little illustration. It's okay, I suppose. But that's the only one that appears in the entire book. But as you can see, the book itself is in very nice condition. There's no back matter, there's nothing on the back, but the cover here is certainly coming away. And look at that, it's so brown, it's like old parchment. The kind of thing you would have as a map to some buried treasure, no doubt. Okay, yeah, so there we are. There's the book's interior. Right, I always do this with the old books. I'm going to have a damn good sniff of it and see what we can find. I mean, this book is well over 60 years old, so... ancient must. Wood. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to describe, really. Just wood. Okay, there we are, wood. So I've kind of given you a taster of what the book's about. I don't remember the gist of it, only that it was incredibly dated. Obviously, you've got to read it within the context of when it was published. But I only gave this book 2 stars. And anything under 3 stars gets the old Evo. Okay, so there we are. There's the Big Jump. Okay, so the next one is Starchild by Pohl and Jack Williamson. What do you think of this cover? I mean, it's not brilliant, is it? I only purchased this at the time because it was written by Pohl, or partially written by him. I knew of him before I even knew he was a science fiction author because of his work. He was a space physicist, I believe, because he was a proponent of the steady state theory of the universe, whereby the universe is ageless, eternal and infinite. So he didn't believe in the Big Bang theory at the time, for example. So this book certainly suggests these ideas. Let's have a look inside. Okay, what I forgot to mention was it is a Penguin publication. Let's have a look at this spine. That spine, yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it? So this has been read numerous times, it would seem. And there's a fairly big crease on the back. Got the old Book Barn sticker. Can't remove that devil. Let's have a look at when this thing was published. We've got a bit of information there on the authors. Okay, Starchild. Yeah, I often write in my books, so it's in pencil, but I like books that have, you can see an obvious history to them. I love seeing people write in the margins, things like that. I know it's sacrilegious to some people, but there we are. That's what I think. So yeah, this is a 1970 publication, originally from 1964. Let's have a look at the interior. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. It's very browned on the outside, as you can imagine. We've got here more about penguins. Yes, okay. A little bit more about the Reefs of Space, which I think is either a sequel to this book or a prequel. Okay, right, so we have to give this a damn good sniffing next, I think. Right, let's see what we get. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's old tobacco smoke for sure. This has been in a smoky environment. Oh, and a little bit of milk. What is it with the milk? I often find a kind of a creaminess within these older books. Very odd indeed. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to consult the review I wrote at the time. So before I did, years and years ago, before I did this channel, I used to review every book I read. So, right. So this was originally published from a serialized version of the story in a magazine from 1964. Okay. Wonderfully dated, interestingly based on the steady state theory of the universe. Yes. Very far-fetched in that there are reefs out beyond the orbit of Pluto where warm-blooded creatures swim in the vacuum of space by carrying oxygen-producing plants. There is a supercomputer which plans the orderly operation of humanity, but which restricts freedom. The Starchild is an alien form which wishes this restriction to be lifted. Some interesting ideas, but the serial form of its original conception is evident in the way it is written. That said, I enjoyed it. Okay, thank you earlier, John. When it comes to rating, I'm going to go on what I gave it before. This was a 3-star book, in my opinion. I mean, it's quite bonkers to posit the idea of warm-blooded creatures on the edge of Pluto, but there we are. It's even stranger that it's from a space physicist. He would have known that that's impossible. But of course, this is a flight of fancy. It doesn't matter. A fantasy science fiction book. There we are. That one gets to merrily walk on its way without being thumped. Okay, and the next one is, oh, hello there. We've got Frank Herbert and the Eyes of Heisenberg. Check out that cover. Isn't it a beauty? Yeah, this was also from the Book Barn, if I remember rightly. Yes, quite incredible. Look at that. So this person's either being destroyed. I think they're being destroyed, actually, because this is about the oppression of humanity in the far future. A really bleak vision of humans being under the thumb. So it's a war between normal humans and normal lifespans and immortal humans that restrict the evolution of humanity. Really bleak, if I remember rightly, but I don't remember too much other than its bleakness. But anyway, let's have a look into the interior and see what we've got. Here we are. Okay. Okay, so this wraparound image definitely suffers on the spine due to the usual sun damage. Otherwise, not too bad. We've got a bit of a crease there, but nothing to write home about. Let's get inside this thing. Okay, yeah, not bad. Yeah, the pages are stuck down nicely. Off we got here. Oh, it's over other books. Heisenberg. When was this published? 76, this one. Looks like it was first published. Oh no. Yeah, maybe 66 first published. This is a 76 print. Okay, the paper is pretty browned and of quite cheap quality. As you can see, there's little bits and pieces in this. Hello, what's this? I've got a stain there. Oh dear. I'm going to have to sniff that later. But otherwise in not bad condition, I would say. What have we got here? We've got on the back here. Yeah, prices for ordering other copies. Look at these prices. 30 pence. 35 pence. Oh, those are the days. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, let's get the nose in here and see what we've got to play with. See if I can find that stain. I can't find it. Oh, old table. Yeah, it's like an old table. The varnish is coming off slightly. Old table. Okay, there we are. Old table. Right, let's once more consult the earlier version of myself for the review. Very good for such an old book, and a short one too. I like the idea of the untouchable, genetically created immortals who have absolute power over the population of the Earth, taking the Orwellian idea of surveillance and control to another level. Got a bit strange at the very end though. Not really sure if the humans really won in the end or whether they just helped the Optimen, those are the immortal ones, to live a bit longer with more fulfilling lives. Spoiler. We'll have to read the June book soon. Well, I've read one of them. But there we are. Okay, right. Back then, I gave it 3 stars out of 5. Respectable. Yeah, you can walk on. You can jog on. I'm not going to give you the old heave-ho. Anyway, let's get on to it. Okay, this one. Okay, this is a book that I didn't purchase. So this is by Isaac Asimov, The Naked Sun. What a fantastic cover. I love that. And this is quite special to me because when I was growing up as a child, in the bedroom there was a shelf with lots of books that I never ever read. I was a very slow reader as a child, so books like that intimidated me. And one of them was this book. And I always loved the cover, always wanted to read it, but I never could. So years later I did read the damn thing. Let's just check it out first. Okay, there we are. Fantastic. Who was this? Chris Foss, of course. Always Foss. Foss was all over the place at this time. We've got a lot of foxing going on. We've got a great big line down the middle. Oh, disgraceful. Yeah, but otherwise not too bad. Let's have a look. Oh, hello there. Look at this. Damp. Got some damp damage here. Oh, hello from the girls' room from years ago. Wrote this in August 2014. Okay. Girls' room being my sister's bedroom. Okay, so I got that slightly wrong before. Okay, when was it published? Is it there? No. I think this is... Okay, so original copyright is from 1957. I think this was a 73, 1980 actually. Okay, so when this came out, I was 1 year old. To Noreen and Nick Falaska for inviting me to Tony Bun or whatever. Okay, so the water damage isn't, it's only at the beginning. Yeah, what do you think of that? What do you think of that? Not too bad, not too bad. Let's have a look at the back. Yeah, the same kind of water damage there. Or damp, is it mould? I don't know if it's mould. We've got some more prices here. Yeah, so inflation's at work here, so they're a bit more expensive than the previous one. Yeah, look at that. Lovely. So this book that I grew up with but never read. Let's give it a sniff. Shattered Dreams. Only joking. Oh, hello. These pages are coming out here. I didn't see that on the close-up view. Oh, no, there's a... I'll tell you what. It smells like a towel that's been used a lot and then dried on a heater, on a radiator. It smells a bit like that. So, old towel, slightly fecal. Anyway, what's this book about? So, again, let's consult the previous version of myself. It was an unusual story, dated, as are many science fiction books from this time, 1960. The interesting idea concerns the differences between the Earthmen who crave crowded spaces and habitations beneath the earth, and the Solarians who live in isolation upon vast estates. For every human on Solaria, there are 10,000 robots in service to them. But whilst they live in large mansions, they do not like to see other humans, but rather view them with a seamless holographic viewing technology. Great ideas, but rather dated in language and scope. Still enjoyed it though. That's what I wrote. Okay, yeah, so I really liked the ideas in this book, and it actually inspired a short story of my own. What was it called again? Apartment, yeah, about robots kind of on the edge of your periphery doing everything for you. So, yeah, what did I give this one? I gave it 3 stars out of 5, so you can jog on. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, this is going to be a long video, apologies. Okay, the next one, let's try and speed it up a bit. It's John Wyndham again, and Sleepers of Mars. So this is one of the posthumously published collections of short stories. Look at that cover. Lovely, absolutely lovely. That's Chris Foss in it, it's got to be. Doesn't say, but that's got Foss written all over it. So we've got these kind of futuristic sarcophagi. Sarcophagi? Yeah, maybe. Receding into this great big block. Absolutely love that. So yeah, I'll talk about this in a bit more detail in a moment, but let's get into the inside of this damn thing. Okay, here we go. We've got a little bit of sun damage in this corner. Yes, we've got the usual. This has been read a few times, isn't it? Look at that spine. And we've got a collection. These are the separate stories within. Now, one that absolutely jumps out at me is the third vibrator. He knew the weapon had already destroyed 2 ancient civilizations, for he had created it. I don't think it's referencing what you're all thinking. I don't remember, but there we are. Yeah, this is another Book Barn purchase from 2012. Crikey, that was 20 years ago. My goodness. Okay, when was this devil published? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so these stories are actually written in the 30s. Wow. And this is a 1981 print. So the book isn't too old, but the stories are. Yeah, not bad condition inside. Everything where it should be. Oh, we've got the pages coming away slightly there. Yeah, we've got the usual... Oh, look at that. The prices are going up again. Lovely. Let's get this. Let's get our nose in here. Oh, hello. This is a subtle one. There's not much here. Yeah. Musty, but raindrop. Raindrop. Okay, right. Let's have a look at my review from back in the day. Quite dated now, but this was what it was. Science fiction was like in the 30s. Yeah, I didn't realise it was in the 30s. Wow! Exclamation mark. One of the stories is hilariously named The Last Vibrator. Tickled my pickle then. The title story is perhaps the best, concerning ancient Martians being woken from glass tubes, where they have been in suspended animation for thousands of years. Yeah, the other ones really did show signs of age, well, just being antique, really. This is the problem with some of the pulpier stuff from the 50s and before, even the 60s. So they're kind of old ideas, old stories, but using science fiction as a kind of aesthetic almost. Right, what did I give that one? Sorry. Where are you, devil? Oh, I gave that one 3 stars. You can jog on, mate. Yeah, that's not bad, not bad. Okay, next. Look at this number. It's by Larry Niven. Absolutely love Larry Niven. This is The Patchwork Girl. So I bought this one because it's Larry Niven, but also it's got quite a wonderful cover on it, I think. Certainly of its time. You wouldn't see this now. We've got a young gentleman there. He's in a bath, I think, or above, yeah, little bath. We've got a woman's face there in a little viewport, and the cover goes around the book. It's really quite lovely, I think. Yes, this is a habitation on the moon, if I remember rightly. This is a kind of a detective story, I think, if I remember rightly. The cover actually reminds me that this is a scene from the actual book, and so due to the zero gravity, the way people bathe is different. I think something to do with that, something to do with the water sloshing around in a strange way. I mean, it would actually stay put, wouldn't it? Because it's 1/5 of the Earth's gravity, but it would be, bimbling around. It'd be a bit more splashy. Anyway, let's get into the middle of this devil. Okay, here we are. It's sun damaged on the spine. Otherwise, okay. Does it say who did the illustration? No, it doesn't. Let's have a look in here. Oh, it's another book barn. Hello, Vicar. Look at this. Oh no, what's going on here? Well, it's coming away from the spine, but a little blob of glue should sort that out nicely. Okay. When was this? Oh, 1982. Okay. But this must be from a long time. Oh no, maybe it wasn't. 1980. This certainly read as an older book, if I remember rightly. We'll consult my earlier self later. We've got this very yellow tinging going on the edges and various splodges of yellow within the book's interior. We'll have to sniff that in a moment and see if we can determine what it is. Okay, but otherwise not bad condition, considering its age. Oh my goodness, Oh, it's off. It's come off. Look at this. Oh no. The glue has fully perished. Damn. Oh devil. Okay, right. Got dried glue everywhere now. Okay, let's sniff it. See if we can get one of those yellow splodges. Okay. Straight off. Sorry, apologies. This was from the House of a Smoker. Unmistakable. So, tobacco smoke. Oh. Soil. Okay. Let's consult my earlier review. Yes, so here we are. I'm concurring with my earlier self here. Published in 1980, reads a lot older than that to me. I like the setting on the moon, the various adaptations to low gravity living, like baths, for example, and the way water sticks to you when you stand up. Oh, there we are. I like the 3 subsets of humanity, those that live on Earth, the moon, tall and very thin, and belters from the asteroid belt. This is something that's used in a lot of more recent science fiction, isn't it? The Expanse being one of them. The belters' spacesuit paintings were also very imaginative. I don't remember what those were. Unfortunately, the central detective story is all over the place. The central character sleeps with 3 different women over the course of a very short book, which was strange to say the least, considering he was planning to start a family with one of them. There were some twists, but overall this was a messy and confusing read at times. Okay, my earlier self did not like it to the extent where he gave it 2 stars out of 5. Get out of here. Yeah, so, yeah, maybe it sounds like a James Bond, an old James Bond story, where he goes around shagging ladies willy-nilly. Okay, right, so next off, we've got a Philip K. Dick book. This is going to be a very long video, apologies. Just zip forward if you like. The Simulacra. Simulacra, yeah. Now, look at that illustration. I really like that. The only thing that bothers me is the way those fingers are hinged on the hand. I don't think that hand would work very well in a robotic sense. But there we are. I'm pulling hairs. Pulling hairs? Picking hairs. I don't know what the term is. Right. Let's get into the middle of this book and see what's going on. Here we are. There's the hand. Okay, just got some foxing, a tiny bit of foxing, some creasing. It's been read a few times. Oh, the back of it's quite nice. Got this kind of stripy edge going on. Hello, what's this? Got a strange mark on the bottom of the book. Oh, from Mitch. My 38th birthday. Well, there we are. Mitch is my brother. So he got this second hand, so this is still old. Yeah, 1983, which actually coincidentally was when my brother was born. Well, isn't that strange? Oh no, yeah, that's a different brother. Okay, so originally 1977. Now I've read quite a bit of Philip K. Dick. Yeah. Oh, this is in very good condition for its age. Very good indeed. Yeah. Okay, let's give this a sniff. So it's not too old. I mean, it's still over 40 years old, isn't it? Oh. Well, it's a different smell again. There's a disinfectant. Leather wallet. Quite a nice bit of smell in that one, considering it's not that browned or anything. Okay, let's see what my earlier self said about this, because I don't remember much about this at all. Okay, this is one line. Mysterious and thought-provoking, at times infuriatingly vague or bonkers. Okay, so that sums up a lot of Sir Philip K. Dick's writing. Yeah, I don't remember much about this, but I did give it 3 stars out of 5. So you can go on your merry way. Yeah, that was okay. Okay, only 2 left, so don't worry. Okay, the next one is a shiny number. Look at this, devil. Millennium by John Varney. Now it's got an intro. I'll show you the cover close up in a minute. This scan, it didn't really work because the scanner was bouncing off the metallic cover, so it's all scratched up and whatnot. So the only thing I knew about this was that it was made into a series, wasn't it? I think in the late 90s. I remember it being on Sky or advertised on Sky. It's about time travel, but I never watched it. But anyway, let's take a closer look at the book itself. Okay, here we go. Look at this. You can see the microphone. Might even be able to see me. Yeah. It's a nice idea, but, you know, over the years it just gets scuffed up and looks crap. So, and then got a little window into this fairly odd-looking chap here. What else have we got? Okay, we've got some spotting going on. Hello. It's a book barn. It's a book barn purchase from 2012 again. Okay, so this was published in 1985. Relatively cheap paper, so we've got these little bits that get caught in the paper. But yeah, it's in good condition. Good condition. Yeah, it's like a mirror. Yeah, we've got another curious line there on the bottom of the cover. I wonder what that's about. Okay. I'm getting nose fatigue. I've heard that if you smell in the webbing between your fingers, it resets your palate. Apparently. Okay, let's get into this one. Let's get right into the devil. Oh, creosote. 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 Quite like the smell of creosote. Don't know why it would be in a book, but there we are. Okay, Millennium. Let's consult the old review. Okay, liked this time travel story. It was a good idea that those from a doomed future are saving human lives from plane crashes and other fates that wouldn't have impacted on future events. Brilliant, brilliant idea. I liked the robot companion of the woman from the future, the way this giant self-aware machine is intelligent enough to second guess most of what she's feeling. At one point, he fucks her for 3 hours. This was very interesting! Exclamation mark. I vaguely remember that. However, the ending is very silly. The last passage also cast doubt upon the veracity of almost everything transcribed by the two main characters, rendering the story rather pointless. Interesting. Yes, so there we are. I gave that, I think it was 3 stars. Let's have a look. Yep, 3 stars. Yep, off you go, off you go. Okay, the last one isn't particularly old, but I've included it because I absolutely love it. So this is Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke. So this copy is not the original copy I bought in 1999 because that one was stolen by one of my friends. I gave it to him to read and he never gave it back, but I don't mind because he just loved it, obviously. There's a review of this book on my channel if you want to see it, where I go into a bit more detail. That cover was the thing that initially attracted me to it. A great big cylinder. Oh, wow. Such a great idea, this book. Such a feeling of adventure and exploration and just otherworldly weirdness. Really cracking book. But anyway, let's have a look at it. Got some bloody... It's from the other book, isn't it? The glue. Okay, so we've got the silvering that's being worn off. I don't mind that at all. We've got some folding going on, but look at that bloody cylinder. Lovely. Yeah, this has been read many times. I've read it twice myself, this copy. Yeah, a bit of a fold there. But not too bad. Let's have a look at this. There's some staining there. That's okay, that's okay. Yeah, so I got it in 99. Let's see when this one was. Yeah, 99. But yeah, I think this has been reprinted lots of times. Fantastic book. Fantastic. Interior, it's fine, it's fine. Absolutely fine. Okay. Right, let's sniff this devil. Oh, hello. That reminds me of something, but I can't put my finger on it. Apologies, this is a tricky one. I think I'm smelling my breath. Oh, hell. Raindrop. Okay, there we are. There's that one. So, do you know anything about... You've probably read this book if you're into these kinds of books. It's fantastic. I gave this a wonderful 5 out of 5. I gave it 5 out of 5 back in the day. I gave it 5 out of 5 last year when I read it again. It's incredible. So you may blast off, my friend, into the heavens. Wonderful. Okay, apologies. This is far longer than I intended, but there we are. I've got a new set of books coming, a set of new old books, some vintage science fiction winging its way towards me. So I'll be doing that next time, box fresh. I'll do it from the box and we'll be sniffing these virgin books from the source. So there we are. We've got that to look forward to. Thanks for watching. If you've read any of these books before, please let me know if you've read them and what you thought of them. But I'll call it a day for now. Thanks for watching and cheerio.